With my podcast that I have, I always like to ask my artists their superhero origin story and how you were introduced to Glass.
The Glass. It was obviously weed, Miss Mary Jane, and my love for her. But it was the Grateful Dead actually, and I was on lot, and my brother came back to camp with this little spoon, and it was like silver fume with this like swirled through it, and it had a little mushroom millie on the side, and it wasn't blue at first, but by the end of the day, that thing was like it colored in, and it was the most beautiful thing ever, and we were just so high and looking at this thing and just talking about how, like how maybe it was made, and we were talking about like the mushroom on the side, and we're like, how did they get that in there? How did they get that in there? And everybody's got their theories and stuff, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks like one side was hot and the other, and it was cold over here, and they stabbed this thing into it, and then it like mushroomed back into the thing, and and it was like, and it was just, it was really cool because that's how you do it, and it was just.
What year was that?
That was 93.
Okay, so it's 93, you run into your first blown glass pipe at a Dead show. And how long until you touch glass with your hands?
Probably about 36 hours. I literally on the way home, before I even got to my house, I went by this Fred Meyer's, and I knew they had these map gas torches there, and I was like, and I didn't know if it was gonna melt it or not, or like what, but I bought this map gas torch, and there might have been a little meth problem where I grew up, and so there was this store that had all these like long glass tubes.
Scientific tubing.
Scientific tubing.
With a rose.
And so I went and I got a piece of it was probably about 16, 19 mil standard wall tubing, and I just got home and I set the torch on the coffee table, and I just made this little peanut spoon looking thing, trying to imitate the thing that I saw, and then I pushed the bowl and stuff, and I was like, oh wait, there's not a hole in it.
What was your bowl push? What'd you use? Some random object?
Yeah, I do not remember, but it was obviously random. And I pushed it, but then I was like, oh, but there's no hole in it. I was like, oh, you gotta put the hole in it before you push it, So
I saw someone use
drilled it
a
out.
bowl push. They use the back of a crescent wrench as their first bowl push.
Wow.
Anyway.